That sound, my boy. Wow. Oh my God.
It's the last place to be lost for words, but I'm lost for words.
Oh, actually, I'm not, because I want to start straight off the bat, actually. Straight to the top. Let's not muck around there. I've got a big thank you. Grab a seat.
Oh, shout out to Grab a Seat.
And Air New Zealand. We would not be here. The morning shift, Play On Sports Show would not be here without you guys. So thank you so much. The other one, You Know Clothing.
Always.
Boy, backed us. He's backed us to come over here, put in that work.
We be la.
We got you, baby. We really appreciate you.
This is
Bro.
off its head. If you're watching this right now, it looks like that behind us is green screen. That's real.
That's real. And I know it's blurry for you right now. So suck it.
We're at, actually, Marc, I'll let you do the honors. Where are we today? Because this is state of the art, incredible, one of the most amazing stadiums I've ever been in.
It is indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in to season 2 of Play On. And whilst we're thanking people, perhaps this is a good chance to thank those people who have been with us since day one and are still tracking with us into season 2. Massive. We are live, for us live, but when you're seeing this, we're at Allegiant Stadium, which is one of the most beautiful stadiums the NFL has to offer. The biggest sporting mecca in America.
I'm saying it's the best.
This is Raiders Nation. This is where they come to celebrate their team. And Allegiant Stadium is quite new. Well, it's very, very new.
It's out the gate.
Yeah, it's
From
beautiful.
the technology to the design, it's got this futuristic vibe. It's 7 a.m. here in the morning, guys.
Yeah.
And there's a heartbeat about this stadium that you know the energy in here is unmatched.
Oh, boys.
You know
and
what?
we're kicking off our season here.
That's
Boys.
the cool thing. That is the cool thing. To be here to launch season 2 with you guys has been amazing. It's going to be amazing. We've got some special things coming up as well.
We do.
Let's get it, MVPs.
Let's do it.
Season 2, baby.
Play on.
Round 2.
My mate to the left here. One heck of a career you've had, man.
To be able to be in this space, announce my retirement.
Okay, let's go.
LeBron James, a shot in history.
And the Panthers have done it again. 4 premierships in a row.
A black wave pouring through Paris 2024. Back to black. New Zealand champions.
Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone!
6 of the best from Auckland FC.
We need a halfback. I'm not playing.
I'm in, baby! I'm in!
Play on.
No way. Matua.
Doing a little cookie in the background. Little cookie in the background.
Gordon Ramsay.
Holy, Brooke, bring us in,
Surprise
baby.
us
Bring
like
us in
that.
here.
Guys, we are kicking off season 2 of Play On, like we just said, at Allegiant Stadium. Marc, we've got enough surprises. Don't do us like that. I don't know if we've done enough yet. I don't know if we've got enough runs on
We
the
needed
board.
the sound.
Incredible, man. You crushed
Unbelievable, Matua.
that. Guys, we are back for season 2. The crux of it will always be the same. We're talking about sports, a little bit of life. But there are going to be parts of this season show that's going to be a little bit different. We'll get into that very shortly. But big love to Betcha for jumping on board this year or this season.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to you guys. We love you guys. And as always, as you said before, shout out to YOUKNOWMEDIA. It's going to be a big year, man. We are back for season 2. This is incredible.
I almost just felt like I wanted to take a breath. That intro, hearing the sound of the sweet prelude again, I almost just wanted to decompress for a second, but then I realized, bro, look around.
Look around.
Guys, now that the screen is clear for you, okay, if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, wherever you're watching this, like, I'm going to stay in shot to show you, this ain't a screen, bro. Like, real. This is...
Careful. Careful.
This is real, though.
That's
This
a
is
big
as real
drop.
as it gets, all right?
Touchdown.
6. Move
Season
those
2.
sticks.
Season 2, obviously, we are here because the NRL has done, they're launching their season from Las Vegas. Gentlemen, we got here, though, via what can only be described as one of the more crazier flights I have ever been on.
Unbelievable. Highlight straight away.
Well done, Grab a Seat as well.
Oh, unbelievable experience, eh? Never.
Different for you.
Oh, cool, bro. Oh, being on the other side, coming back to this side, like I always said sort of about our fans, how passionate they were, how much I love them, what they do for us is incredible. I want to make an apology to them right now because I never actually probably pumped you up enough.
Really?
Enough. Bro, seeing what they did seeing how they come together, seeing them rep their colours the way they're repping them and taking over Las Vegas. Like, we're not
Everywhere
here to
in
take
Vegas.
part. We're here to take over. It is that vibe about our people. And it started at the airport when we showed up. Grab a Seat did a great job at, I guess, setting the scene and setting the tone. And then you see the masses roll through. They were saying that our fans were arriving there like 2 hours before check-in just to sit at the bar together.
Oh,
and just,
even longer than that.
Longer than that, eh?
You can sense that energy.
Yeah, so-
Some of them were lucky to get on the plane, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. So it was just that whole experience, jumping on the flight. I mean, and Dan jumped on the flight, didn't we, Brook?
Oh, we did. It felt like, Shaun, and I'm so glad you can experience this, because this is what me and Marc have been able to experience. But it's a family. You know, we got to the airport and it was like, oh, it's a little family reunion.
Yeah.
400 of us off to Vegas. We get on the flight. Shaun gets shoulder tapped, like, boys, you're coming on, but you're going to do some work.
Oh, it was with the tongs too.
And
Tongs in hand.
I apologize to everybody out there who got lukewarm meals. It was our first time on the job.
Yeah,
right? We
that's-
took a while.
That's
I
nothing
apologize.
to do with what Grab a Seat in New Zealand were providing. That was
They were
simply-
sizzling hot when we started.
Yeah, they were bit in my hand.
I can't complain. I got 2 meals. Thank you again, Air New Zealand and Grab a Seat. They were supplying me with 2 meals. Clearly a big eater, but yeah, I can categorically agree. You guys were the reason why they were chilled. There's a lot of gas bagging.
Hey, but we did bring the vibes. And,
and totally.
I've never had so many like phones. I say this like wholeheartedly, up in my face, bro. Like they were watching me grab those bread rolls with the tongs and seeing how I got the trays out. To Ben Low, they wanted to film me get down there.
You dropped a couple too, by the way,
dropped
but
a couple.
that's fine.
I made sure to give everyone their ice cream though. I know that.
And we also got kicked to the back of the plane, and I would like to make another apology because there was turbulence, and we actually thought we were kind of fine. Like, nah, it's fine. We'll finish off the job. They said, nah, it's okay. It's just getting a little bit rocky here. So we make our way down to the back, and that was our smoker. That was our chance to get off with.
Oh, yeah, it was.
And about 8 Merlots later, it became the Warriors Lounge back there.
Yeah, it did.
And so anybody who was trying to get any rest, I apologize, because Marc was probably 10, 12 rows in front of us. He said he could hear us.
Yeah, I was at the Grab a Seat function last night, and I had multiple people come up to me and said, you probably shouldn't sing in public again.
Well, actually,
So
I
was
don't
like,
apologize, actually.
I
Leave the
thought-
room.
I said, I thought you had your headphones on. I thought you were already out, love.
Hard
My
to
bad.
leave the room when we're on a plane. Thank you, Brook.
Join the room.
Hey.
It's fun back here. We're here for a reason. Let's have some fun.
Speaking of having fun, we have been doing a lot of work since arriving here in Las Vegas.
Thanks.
Been here for 3 days now, and guys, the show's going to sound a little different this year, but a lot of the same as well. And we'll get a chance to touch on some of those things that we've been able to experience whilst being here as the Play On show, including a little visit on the ice.
Yeah,
Las
I mean,
Vegas,
like you said, we will
Golden
elaborate
Knights.
later on this, but we got. Is it fair to say, as far as sports shows or podcasts that have made the trip over, no one's outworked us?
Hey, no one will either.
No one will?
No one will.
That's the one thing we can promise, okay?
MVPs,
So,
we're out here hustling.
We put ourselves on the ice, man.
We'll talk about that shortly.
That was a vulnerable situation, but all
Look
we're trying
behind you
to
guys,
do, all we're trying to do by doing all of this is just put a smile on your face, even if it's just for a second, all right?
Is that Stephen A back there?
They can't see it.
Oh, you can't see us too far away.
No.
It's just an absolute vibe, so.
Yep. So
Thank you guys, man.
So yeah, we're going to catch up on some of the stuff that we've got up to since being in Las Vegas. As I mentioned, a little bit of Las Vegas Golden Knights on the ice, and of course Cirque du Soleil. But the show's going to sound a little different. We're going to start off with the show with a thing we call Betcha matchups. Now, gentlemen, I'll get deeper into that as we go on. We've also got one of our fan favorites and something we always enjoy doing, which is a thing we like to call Can We Just Talk? And that's going to be where we fill in people just about what we've got up to whilst
we're
been here in
about
Las
to be
Vegas.
Stephen
And then we'll finish up the show with The Grid. Gentlemen, you haven't heard of The Grid yet, but ultimately it's me versus you two.
I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, and you're going to have 3 strikes. If you use up your 3 strikes, there's going to be a punishment that involves running all the way down from the 4th story all the way down to the field and back as your punishment. If you can beat
Marc
The
wants
Grid.
to smoke.
Well,
fill your
I'm
lungs.
maybe not looking forward to this.
But you know what? I reckon we can get set. I reckon we can get started.
Let's rock, eh?
Ready to roll?
Let's do it, Rip. Let's rip. Let's go
Let's hit
MVP
it.
season 2.
Play on.
Gentlemen, are you ready? Start your engines.
Born ready.
This is Betcha matchups. Now, we'll have 5 games a week where you two will be competing. You got to try and pick a winner in each of these games, and you'll be competing to try and take out season 2. the season 2
We
championship.
might not get a season 3, Mark.
You
understand what you're doing
this
here?
could end in a massacre, Matua.
Yeah, I hope you guys don't mind competing against each other.
I didn't realise people wanted to see that.
Sorry, I didn't mean too much here. It's Rick, mine.
All right,
Mine
he's
is here,
eyeballing
yeah.
him now. I like
I don't
this.
even need to look at him.
So how we'll get sorted, is we're going to start off with you guys doing a rock, paper, scissors.
Don't do that. You know exactly what you're doing.
Scissors, paper, rock, sorry.
Mark.
We'll play the old game where you go,
Gang, come on.
yeah, that one.
Paper, scissors, rock.
To see who will get first pick on the matchup. Once you get the first pick though, then we'll snake. So it's always going to
Damn,
be
so
fair.
first pick is like you.
This is it. Especially,
Holy crap.
especially when you see what matchup number 1 is. You really don't want to lose to Shaun. So it's best of 1. So you guys
Paper,
can
scissors,
decide.
rock?
Yep, paper, scissors, rock.
I know this guy.
Oh, here we go.
See the book? I've read it. I actually wrote
He's
it.
gonna get you here.
Can we? No, he's
I actually
not.
wrote
Can
it.
we just play?
Scissors. Sean's going to go scissors.
Shaun, don't go scissors.
Write it down, take a picture.
Don't go
I'm
scissors.
not going scissors.
You've seen some things? Here
I'm
you
not
go.
going scissors. Not going scissors.
Yeah.
Yes!
All right, Shaun leads us off. Shaun, absolutely. Brooke, you have to take part in this. You can't just not.
Sit
just
down,
because he
boys.
loses.
Well played.
Sit down.
Well played.
Yep. Sit
All right,
down.
team. So,
Yes, that's massive.
Shaun,
it
you're
to
up
your mega
first.
family.
And matchup number 1 is the Warriors taking on the Raiders right here at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas,
Take that smile off
Nevada.
your face.
Listening back home, this will be on Sunday, your time. For us, it's going to be Saturday, 4 p.m. here. And currently, Betcha has the Warriors as $1.65 favourites over the Raiders, $2.25. Yours, please.
Oh, well, Matua,
Hurry
if I
up.
was going to have to run the cogs over this for a little bit, I mean, I've got to go the side of the toughest captaincy, front row pairing in the history of our game.
Wow,
Let's
big call.
start with that. We've got what? Did you say Mitch Barnett? Okay. Alpha. Oh, let's just throw in James Fisher-Harris while we're at it. Oh, wait, what's that? Alpha. Now, I don't care what happens to the rest of the squad, all right? The ins and outs, the ebbs and flows, we can ride that. You got those 2 boys leading the charge, you fall in line. And you roll with all the punches all year long. So I know we're talking about week 1, we're talking about game 1, okay? I'm not even really talking about results. I don't even care about results. I'm just talking about we've got 2 guys there that will take this club in the... Oh my God. Kind of wish I was playing.
All right. So
I am so excited. I'm just going to say I'm so excited to see the Warriors go around this weekend, all right, for a number of reasons. So I'm picking them. They are my pick.
Shaun, you've got the Warriors, which means Brooke, talk on the Raiders.
Green machine.
I mean, they're in Raiders Stadium.
Machine. We're at home. We're. That's hard to say.
Holy.
He said where?
Boys,
turn
if any of our
so
boys hear this,
quickly.
listen to this guy.
Okay, I would like you to actually know my butthole is so tense right now.
We don't need
I
to
don't
know.
mean anything that I'm about to say, but I have to do it for this right now. Tops is the skip,
Yeah.
you know. He's a good Wellington boy. You know, that will get you across the line at the moment. This is so hard. Like, I know what we're supposed to do here and sit on the other side, but because we're like a one-team nation.
But you know what? You don't
We
have
live,
to. You,
breathe,
don't, you
die.
literally don't have to back the team. You guys can talk more about the Warriors itself, but you just know that that's who you've got to try and win.
Like, they can't even get anybody to blow the horn. That's their big worry this week. Who's going to blow the horn?
maybe you
Dana
should
White's
toot
not
their
going to do
horn.
it.
You're
you know?
here.
I can't toot
Put
the
your
horn,
hand
Mark.
up.
I can't.
Let's just break this
But
down.
for the sake of this, what is it? Milk?
Yeah,
Get the milk.
Up the milk.
Up the milk. There you go.
Okay, I don't even know if it is, but you just said it. We'll run with it. But let's just break it down quickly, okay? I think this is going to be a really tight contest.
Yep.
All right. I think Joey Taps is the key to the Raiders. He is fresh off the back of being awarded the captaincy, so he's going to be running out here red hot. All right, and he's a gun, an absolute gun. So he's the key to them. But I love the fact that we get to see, like I touched on, our 2 skippers run out here for the first time and do this collectively. And I know they've got a really good leadership group around them. And the one thing I keep hearing out of camp at the moment for the Warriors is the connection piece. Right? So when I talk about connection, I talk about glass half full mentality as opposed to half empty. You know, you're always searching for the lesson as opposed to getting frustrated by it. And if they have got that, if they've got that mindset where, okay, guys, everything we do, we take in our stride and we stick together, we stay tight, then the battle's already half won. You know, it's already half won because every other team in the comp, right, what they do have right now is they're all fit and they're all raring to play. They're all saying that we're going to win the comp. That's what every other team's saying. But the connection bit is the hardest piece to come by. All right, and I've heard it's been a big focus for them this whole off season, this whole preseason, and we've seen it in the trials. You've actually seen it in the trials. So trials form doesn't necessarily count for much in terms of coming out here. You know, what is it, tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Like, but hearing that, I'm really excited to see him go around.
Right, yeah, you'll see somebody else wearing your jersey. What's the word in the pairings and the halves? Like, I mean, they've been chopping and changing. Have you seen or heard anything that should make Warriors fans?
Oh, here we go.
That'll help.
Sam Burgess. Oh, what? Like, the thing with the halves is depth. All right, like, and having Lukey Met, having Tamati Martin, having Tanner Boyd, having Chanel Harris-Tavita, like, if they stay healthy, unbelievable. All of them stay healthy, unbelievable. If something was to happen, you've got genuine options there that we saw what Tamati Martin did last year. We saw how good he was. So even just to hear that he's not in the halves this weekend is like, what? You know, it's a bit of a bit of a surprise. But then you look at, well, how can you argue with Chanel Harris-Tavita, who's an absolute Greek god, built like an absolute specimen, who's just aggressive and will defend and take the line on and just play that style of game.
Yeah.
And then you got Lukey Met, who after he came on the show and thought, actually, I'm a dogger now. But what I will say about Lukey is, and it's a bit I've always loved about him, is he's always asked questions and always open to learning. It takes a lot when you're in, I guess, a professional space to go to your teammates and peers for advice and show vulnerability like that. And he's just been so open to learning. So he's going to go out there tomorrow, and he's going to go out there and he's going to do his job. Like, that's the confidence I have in that.
Did it make it easier for you to retire knowing you had depth?
Oh, like, to be honest, like, I wasn't necessarily thinking, this might sound, I wasn't thinking about the Warriors when I made my decision. I was thinking about what's best for me, because ultimately I knew that was what, at the end, was the best for the club anyway. You know, so it was like, what was best for me. And the fact that they've got the
we don't lie on this show. I love that.
Oh, yeah, but I just think where Lukey Met's at, where Tamati's at, where they're all at. Yeah, we're primed, we're ready.
Love it. And you were talking earlier just about the difference between being on the other side this time round and seeing what it's like from the fans' standpoint and the media's standpoint. Do you think the Warriors have done a good job being this is the second time that they've launched the season here and them being selected? Do you think the NRL would be happy with just how the fans have turned out, how the Warriors social media team have worked, like all that kind of stuff? That's the noise that they'll be looking for, right?
Yeah, initially I was actually really surprised when we didn't get the nod for the first time we came up here, the NRL came up here. But thinking back on it, it's like maybe it was all part of the plan. They saved it for the second time round. You know, so it's not that
for
first
our
time
season
up
2
there.
launch.
Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. They knew play on was the parallels. But one thing that I think we can all agree is that the Warriors' ability to bridge the gap between player and fan has been elite.
We saw that last year.
Right.
Can I just step on that, because I feel like there is something that, again, you probably wouldn't have known or experienced because you were playing. They are, especially in Aotearoa, they are easily the team that understands what a fan would like. So, for instance, when you turned up for a grab-a-seat flight that everyone's flying to Las Vegas, you've got Dallin Watene-Zelezniak, he's sitting there welcoming, Fred Lassiter was there as well. Like, they're welcoming the fans. That to a fan is amazing. You wouldn't get that necessarily with other professional teams. No. And then you've got you boys who are serving stuff. It's just an experience the whole package, feels worth it.
The whole package of that social media space as well. And part of why you've seen the numbers come, seen the jerseys being worn, me saying it's a takeover here. Like, we are dominating the strip.
Oh, dude, there's so many Warriors fans in Las Vegas.
It's wild. It's wild, but that is hugely part to the social media team of the Warriors, giving them that access, making them feel like they're part of the team. So, play on. Well done. And we're here. We are here.
Green Machine, maybe. Yeah.
Green Machine, yeah. All right, we're going to match up too. I just want to say to people who are watching / listening, you will hear a lot of ambience that is happening around the stadium at the moment. You'll hear that they're backing the fields out. They're doing a whole lot of stuff around here.
There's a heartbeat about this place.
Yeah, it's humming, and we're working through it. We are working through
and
it.
And the airport's right there, so it just flies.
Yeah, you may hear
it the whole time.
You'll see it like a shadow go over the top of the roof, and it'll be an aeroplane.
This is cool, man.
All right, matchup number 2, and Brook, you get to lead off on this one because you failed miserably at the rock, paper, scissors. It's Clippers taking on the Lakers. It's the battle for LA. Brook, who have you got? That's Sunday, New Zealand time.
See, you actually thought that I lost paper, scissors, rock, but I wanted this one first. So the crazy part about it is the mastermind that I am. And
I generally dislike you.
And not only do I think the Lakers will win this weekend, I know they got 2 games. We're going with the first one, right? We're going with the first one. Not only do I think the Lakers will win, it might be close, yeah. Luka is finding his place there. He had 32 against Denver. Like he said, they unleashed that beast in him. He had a triple-double against his old team. LeBron is LeBron. At this point, I've lost superlatives. I don't really know what else to say about LeBron.
That's fair.
Not only do I think that they will win this weekend, though, against the LA Clippers, which, by the way, Sean and I are going to. Which
he's building to something outlandish right now.
I cannot wait for.
I know what he's doing.
LeBron, if you don't play, I don't know how, but I want you to know that I'll be very angry at you.
What are you going to say, bro? Here we go.
I've got the Lakers in the finals, which means the Lakers can win the NBA this year.
You've got the Lakers in the NBA final.
The LA Lakers in the NBA finals this year. And if they get to the finals, you have LeBron James and Luka Doncic. I thought they were talking about it back there. I was like, the synergy is just, it's going to happen. 2 of the greatest closers, not just in today's game, of all time to win 4 games. Now, I know you have to go and beat maybe Boston, Cleveland's going right over there, but you get that kind of storyline with LeBron playing Cleveland for the title.
That's not happening.
And anybody rolling their eyes, if you've never made any money playing basketball, shush.
Oh, wow.
Okay? Don't do that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have 2 of the greatest closers.
That's
I think
my boy.
JJ
You
Redick
cooked
is
now.
a
I rate that
mastermind coach. He's still very young, but he's on that path of
We
the
get it,
trajectory
Brook.
of Steve Kerr.
We get it.
I have the Lakers
To win the NBA finals.
with a chance to win the NBA
chance.
finals this
Oh,
year.
yeah,
I got
okay.
them in the finals. I got the Lakers in the finals. That's
Okay.
what I have.
There you go. Well, I'm not going to try counter that with saying the Clippers are going to make the finals. But it is a crosstown rivalry game. And when it's a rivalry game, anything can happen.
Oh, you got Kawhi. He's in my fantasy team.
Right, they got Kawhi, they got Powell. Like they got some things there. They got some pieces there that can make it. They're going to trouble them. They're going to trouble. It's going to be a game. So hey, Clippers, I'll ride with you. I'll go into crypto for you and I'll back you, baby.
Currently, just FYI, in the West, you've got the Lakers sitting in 5th. That would mean
They're cooking at the moment, though.
You know what? I kind of agree with you. I reckon they could beat the Rockets. I would doubt they'd beat the Nuggets, who are in 3rd. Grizzlies are in 2nd, and I don't see them beating the Thunder to get through the Western Conference.
I think there's only 2 that can compete with them. I think you're right with those. I think they can beat Denver now, and I think they beat OKC.
I don't think they beat OKC.
OKC haven't done it
I
yet.
think that's the. Yeah.
Until you show up and show out, then I can't.
Okay. All right, matchup number 3. Back to you,
mark my
Shaun.
words.
Back to you, and we have the high-flying Auckland FC taking
come on
on the also high-flying
Yeah.
Adelaide United.
Top of the table?
In the A-League, it's the top-of-the-table clash. Who you got and why?
Auckland FC all day, baby. Now, purely because I couldn't, like to hear Brook try choose Auckland when he's Wellington. That would just
Oi.
sound ridiculous. I'm trying to
Appreciate
save you
that.
over
I
here.
do appreciate
but
that.
what, they're off the back of putting on 6. And they are riding an absolute wave at the moment. And if you've ever been in a team environment and you feel momentum, yeah, you don't want to get off that bad boy
Talk on that, because
anytime soon.
people call momentum in sport rubbish. That there's no,
No,
such
that's
thing.
Crazy.
No.
Talk. I mean, you've
so
experienced
momentum is for me it's a feel. It's a feeling, right? So
Isn't it the best feeling too?
It is, bro. And it's such a nice feeling when you don't get cocky with it or you don't get arrogant with it, right? Where you keep things in check. And I see a franchise that's come into the league, right? They've already made a splash. Like they've just gone whack. There you go. Let's just sit at the top of the table in our first year. How about that?
They've done it well too.
Yeah.
I can't front.
And then you see what they're doing at Mount Smart. All right. Now, I never thought I'd be happy to see Mount Smart sold out for another franchise. But hey, I am. I genuinely am. Because seeing those fans rock that place, that's momentum. It's a feeling. So they are putting all the pieces together right now.
I've heard this argument go both ways, and I've also heard that people talk about the idea behind it's just even in your running, like there's a confidence, and that's from momentum, from winning, and that's like it's just a cog, invisible cog that can just go up slightly because of the fact that you've got the confidence, you've won before, you just put 6 on a team earlier in the.
It's not even confidence within yourself. Like you get to a level when you've strung games together and you've won in a manner like they won last weekend against the old
foe,
the old Knicks.
Leave it alone.
No, but
Don't kick
like,
us while we're down.
it's a feeling of like you have total faith and trust in the people you're running out with. So it's not even you're worrying about your job. you don't even have to worry about other people doing theirs. You know, you just got complete confidence that everyone is going to contribute, and collectively you're like, well, we can't get beat. You know what I mean? You generally can't get beat. And I know in 23, when we had the season we had in the heat that we were running with and the fan base and everything about that, I was looking across the room, and I'm going, bro, I'm running out behind Tohu, like Adam Fanua Blake, like Wade Egan was just like the best number 9 in the comp at the time, and it was like, bro, we're not losing. We've got guys here that are like the best in their positions, and that's where I feel like at the moment, Auckland FC are sitting.
As it stands, Auckland FC sit on 39 points, which is 8 ahead of the next rival, which is Adelaide United. So they could put themselves an even bigger gap in there. Brook, you've got Adelaide United.
I do have Adelaide United, and I do back them. It is a top of the table clash, so let's just not completely count them out straight away.
Never, because that would be cocky. That's the cocky part you get into, right?
But Shaun is so right. Once you get momentum as a team, it's great. But then once you get momentum in the game as well, that's what I enjoyed as an athlete. There's nothing better than those feelings.
Space.
And that when you get in that space and everything slows down and the crowd gets into it. So Auckland FC do have momentum and Adelaide don't. And that's why I kind of feel like I'm just going to go with kind of like as an athlete, it's about time. You know, that they've lost a couple games in Feb on the road.
Okay.
They're not going to continue to keep losing. When's that game going to come? I know Auckland FC have the best defense. They allow basically no goals, and that always helps. But Auckland FC have the second best offense. I think they've scored 34 goals in their last 17 games. So they can fill it up as well. You know, they know how to score, put the ball in the back of the net. It's going to be a tough game. But, I mean, I'm not mad that I've got Adelaide in this one.
No, there could be a bigger
Could
gap
be much
on the
worse.
table.
They could have got Wellington.
That's all right. Let's go.
We're currently going through Betcha matchups. So, Brook, you've got Adelaide in that one?
I got Adelaide, yep.
You're up first in this one. You get to pick between the Hurricanes and the Blues.
See what I said? Mastermind. I lost that game, but I didn't lose that game of paper, scissors, rock.
You want to just give me this notch for this weekend's games already?
Thank you.
Let's be honest.
Give me those Wellington Hurricanes. I saw an interesting stat before. Forgive me if I get this number wrong, but Wellington has lost more experience than probably any team in any sport ever.
Yeah, that's big.
They lost Artie Savia, they lost Geordie Barrett, and they lost TJ, which amounted to 405 caps. That's a lot of experience and a lot of space. But it's also a lot of excitement and it's a lot of fun. And that first game against Crusaders, they came out hiss roaring. Crusaders turned it around a little bit later. Draw was a little bit tough last week. But they've got a young squad where anything can kind of happen. And this Auckland team, they won last year. I don't want to say they've fallen off because they've played 2 games. Like, the season isn't gone just yet, all right? But I think Wellington can come into this one. They're back at home for the first time and just go, I don't care. We're young. We're gonna give this one everything we have. We'll chuck the kitchen sink at it, and if it works out, it works out. And that's how I used to watch the Hurricanes growing up. Our slogan was, expect the unexpected.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was. I remember that. I was living in Wellington at that time.
It was which I never thought was
true.
good. I didn't think that was a good slogan. Like, it was fun because we had a team that you never knew what was coming, but we kind of wanted to expect something. It was like expect the unexpected.
That was a time, I reckon, where they could go into where they were hot favourites and they would get smoked
by 40.
And then they would destroy the top of the table in the next week.
We'd have Tano, Jonah, and Christian Cullen and lose by 82.
Yeah.
If ever there was a team living up to a tagline, that was it.
That was it. But I used to love them, and I feel similar with this team just because they're young. They've lost so much experience, but Dupes is playing incredible. I'm always going back Marc Canes.
So you got the Canes, so that means I got the Blues, baby.
Blues, bottom of the table, Blues, 0-2 from 2 starts, negative 19 in point differential, and 0 points. They haven't even been able to manage a bonus point, Shaun. That's what you're shouldering.
Okay, so off the back of that, I think they win by 20. They win by 20.
You think statement game?
100% statement game. They're hearing the noise, all right, and they're also saying to each other, let's lock in, let's worry about us, and they're keeping each other accountable. I will say this also. They have just had a visit from our good friend. All right?
That don't help.
Oh, that gonna help, baby. Steve Little stopped by camp. We saw Paddy Toops. And
pull the curtain back a little bit.
I will always back the Blues. I don't care. But the fact that they've just got this little bit of hastiness around them at the moment, where people are just questioning a few things. Oh, the All Blacks backline can't get, nah, well, time to show out now. Time to show out. What a place to do it. Then the Cape Town? They still call that? I know I heard your little slogan before. They still call it the Cape Town?
I don't actually know what we call it anymore. It's constantly
Sky
changing.
Stadium.
But
Sky
get
Stadium,
down
yeah.
there,
West
bros.
Back.
Get down there and put the sword. Like, statement game. Let's go.
It's a good time for a statement game for the Blues, and they'll need it. And final matchup, back to you, Shaun. You get to lead off on the Panthers taking on the Sharks. This is the second matchup here in Las Vegas. That happens. That happens after the Warriors game, right? That's the final game here, played in Allegiant Stadium.
This is going to be a game. This is going to be a game. Probably one of the.
You're high on Cronulla.
This is the toughest pick. This is the toughest pick of the bunch.
Really?
Yep. But I'm going Cronulla. I'm going Cronulla here, and I'm going Cronulla because there are some questions that still need answering. I think everyone is interested to see how the Penny Panthers roll without Jerome Luai, the obvious one. But for me, the one that's sort of flown under the radar now that it's all about Jerome Luai, James Fisher-Harris isn't there. Okay, so you got you got two big pieces of their, I guess, successful puzzle that aren't going to be there. And I know that they've won games without Cleary in the past, all right? But I don't know how fit he is. I know he is recovering from that shoulder. Okay, so without him at 100% or even 70% or even at all, how do they go? They don't have a Jerome Luai to fill that void at the moment and sort of back that up like he did all last year. So on the other side of that, the Cronulla Sharks up, baby. You got Adam Fanua-Blake, all right? Like, dude, playing off the back of that, and you got a player like Nico Hines and Braden Trindle. They're going to play off some of that ruck speed that he generates. That's a special time to play some footy. All right, I really enjoyed my time playing off the back of Dinny, so I'm going Cronulla. I think I've actually got them in the 4. I reckon they're primed to have a really good year, and like anyone knows, you get in the 4, you're a chance. So Sharks, baby.
I just don't know when we're going to stop asking questions about Penrith.
4 in a row.
And respect, that's a very fair question too.
They've lost players every year from the start. Capewell goes.
Yeah.
Kickout goes.
Yep.
Carousel goes. They continue to lose players and they continue to win. As long as Nathan Cleary, I do understand it. I do understand the partnership that they have. I do agree with you that it's kind of gone under the radar of James Fisher-Harris leaving. It's all been about Luai, which those two have had arguably the greatest halving pair of all time. You can make that argument that Cleary and Luai have been.
They are.
Well, there you go. If you say it, I'm not going to argue with you. The greatest pairing of all time. So I get that. But they also still have Nathan Cleary. They also still have Bizza. They also still have Yo. They also still have Ivan Cleary at the helm. They also still have these key pieces where I go, man, why can't they win again? It's the same question we ask at the start of every year, and every year they answer them. So until someone beats them, unless it's the Warriors, because it's always the Waz, I got Penrith to win again.
Yeah, and I think this game is going to be the tipping point of who takes the dub for week 1. This is going to be, I think.
This is it.
Yeah,
this is the
I'm
line.
confident with everything else. Like, first picks are fairly, but I think this one will be the one that we'll circle back to and be like, whew,
Okay.
That was it.
All right.
Beautiful. Well done. Well played, gentlemen.
Can you
That
run those
is
through again, Marc? Who's got who?
the
One last
Betcha
time.
matchup. So starting at matchup number 1, we have Shaun taking the Warriors over the Raiders. In matchup number 2, Brook took the Lakers over the Clippers and even put the Lakers into the NBA Finals winning the NBA Finals. In matchup number 3, Auckland FC was picked by Shaun to take out Adelaide United. Brook, you've taken the Hurricanes in matchup
might
number
be able to jag
4.
one there, actually.
And then, of course, the final, Shawnee took the Sharks to take out the Panthers in the final of our matchup. So thank you to Betcha. And, of course, we will have a winner of week 1
Let's go, man.
in return.
Play on.
All right, team. As we've alluded to, this isn't your normal show. It's a bit of a hybrid, and we've got plenty of stories to tell you, including some adventures we've had here in Las Vegas.
How about that music?
We're on the road, huh? On the road. Flying on in. You heard our stories when we talked about Grab a Seat, and thank you to them for getting us over here. But, gentlemen, you experienced what it is like to be on the ice. We went and we hung out with the Las Vegas Golden Knights, who were champions in 2000
Stanley Cup champions 2023.
Yeah, not long. They haven't been around long.
Yeah, they came into the NHL and just went, this is easy.
So how was it? Because I mean, we've got ice hockey fans who listen, but we also have people who have probably never been on the ice like that before. You guys describe it.
I'm just going to set the scene here. To our listeners, to our MVPs, you know how competitive Brook and I are. All right. So let's just start by, this was the most neutral ground that we've ever been on when we've gone head to head in anything. We were literally like clueless on how to ice skate.
to put it in context, I've never touched ice.
I have. I've been on ice before and I've done ice skating before. But no. Like we're talking as a kid, like I've touched ice. What, are you serious? You haven't touched ice?
Well, I've never been on a rink. I've never.
Well, that kind of clears a few things up then. Because you should have seen this guy.
What, was
My
I
boy
giving
looked
that
like he
had
was
been there
stumbling
before?
onto the strip at 2 a.m.
I felt like Bambi.
I want you to do this for me, guys. I want you to go into YouTube and search baby giraffe walking for the first time.
I promise that was me.
And I seen Brook up on the ice.
So we got.
Nothing makes me happier than seeing Brook just look so uncoordinated at something. And good Lord.
We set ourselves a few challenges. So the first one was, and Marc was good to this point, just give us no time to get ready. Let's not acclimatize to what it feels like to be on the ice.
Nah.
Let's not work out how to push out and
stop
and what to actually do. No, first thing we do is we beeline it to the back of the rink, and Shaun and I have a race. And when I say this might be the slowest race
Bro, but
in the history of skating,
in your head, did you feel fast?
flying.
I was slinging it down that rink,
puck,
bro.
Puck,
Oh.
I was V-line formation, Mighty Ducks.
Flying
Woo. I was down there, and I haven't seen the footage yet, but I imagine it's not going to look too well for us there, Shaun.
So what did we do? We had a race.
Shaun won that one. It was basically...
It was close, eh? I just literally did one more stride than you just so I didn't lose. And then after I did that stride, all I was thinking was, how do I stop? And I just said, all right, I'm going to have to go into the glass.
Yeah, you went fearless, which I do
went
appreciate.
fearless straight into the wall.
I do appreciate that.
And you sort of
Well, I saw you get ahead of me, and I was like, I don't know how to stop. And that I ended up at the other end of the rink. Then I was on the grounds.
It was so funny being there. So I was wearing clamps,
comical.
so I could actually walk on the ice. That was the first time I'd actually walked on ice. It's almost like, for people at home, it's almost like walking on like your toilet porcelain, the porcelain side of your toilet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
It's super
Great way to put it.
slippery, so hard, and you're just like clamping into it.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And when you guys talk about, I was screaming down the ice. It was so slow.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was super slow. Yeah. Considering, but it was funny because you guys could see you guys were going hard.
The determination in our
ultimately,
face, though.
Our descriptions won't do it justice. You will see it on our socials. You will see
Absolutely.
it.
Go
We'll
watch
share
it on
the
our
rest.
socials.
You guys had you had a shootout,
A shootout. Now,
best of fives.
we had 5 pucks lined up, and we had to go along and sling those bad boys.
That was hard
And
enough just to stand up.
I was like, after I won the race, I was like, oh my God, I got Brook covered now. I was like, I played golf. Like, surely that'll come into some sort of account here. And it didn't. It was exactly like my golf, actually. Went anywhere but straight.
Non-transferable skills.
Like, it was crazy. And then I was like, well, it's still Brook. He won't get one. It was pretty hard. I think I got 2 out of 5.
I think so. Yeah.
2 out of 5? That was
Yeah,
all
you
right.
would too.
What
Yeah.
about the pucks themselves? Like, I think for people at home who wouldn't necessarily have
Solid,
been,
eh?
yeah, they're
They
just
are
big,
hearty, bro.
hard lumps of rubber.
Yeah. they are
Scary
so
dudes out there.
solid.
I have a brand new appreciation for ice hockey.
Yeah. Hard.
If you ever get a chance to watch ice hockey, those boys are so skilled, so talented. I
They
have
were
a
telling us
newfound
they get up
respect.
to 60, 50, 60 clicks on the ice, bro.
Yeah, it's incredible. And trying to hold
Wonder
this
what
puck
we got
around.
up to.
Maybe 5 or 6.
Nah, bro, we're at least 20.
I spent more time on the ice, on my back, than
Yeah.
skating. Then I
And
got
you-
to a final one-on-one. I think I got 5.
5? Did you actually get all of them?
Did I?
You
Oh,
may have actually, yeah.
It's a better way to tell the story.
you
I
got
mean, like, who really
So
cares?
what
But
was the
maybe I got a 5.
decider? We went 1-1.
One-on-ones.
Mano.
You took, yeah, it was a one-on-one on the ice, skate to the middle, get
That's
the puck,
right.
and then fire it into the goal.
And ladies and gents, let's just say the more natural athlete out of us,
Yeah.
yes, me, picked it up a little bit quicker than me boy over here.
Did, man, and it breaks me.
You know what's funny too is behind the scenes there was this wonderful person who was dealing with us from the organisation, the Las Vegas Knights. In fact, I've got her card here, so I'll make sure I get her name correct. Erin said
she
to
was
us,
great.
Yeah.
Brooke said to Erin, he goes, any tips before I head out
Oh.
the ice? What was her answer?
Just be athletic.
He goes, be athletic.
That's all. As
Like,
soon as you touch that ice,
there's
all
nothing athletic
athleticism
about it.
goes right out that door.
Nah.
So it came down to the final thing. Shaun won. The better man won on the day.
That was a giggle though, eh?
yeah.
That was fun, bro.
It was a lot of
Something
fun.
So out of our comfort zone, something that we'll probably never do again. Especially, well, we're never going to do it again at the Las Vegas Golden Knights. I can tell you that
Absolutely.
much. So
shout
that
out
was cool.
to them for having us.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
thank
the
you
other
so much.
podcasts are out there gambling and doing way. We're out on the ice, but not only on the ice, gentlemen.
Yep.
You also took part in a little fight scene.
Cirque
Yeah.
du Soleil.
Let me tell you about our war stories. Guys, we've done some pretty cool things along the way, whether it was the morning shifts, play on, championship run.
Yeah.
This might be the coolest thing. Yesterday we got trained by Jet Li's trainer.
Like, come on now. Marinate in that for a second. Jet Li.
Smooth like water.
Jet Li's trainer taught Brook and I how to be martial artists. And now I will just say this also. It is in my blood. Okay? It runs through my veins. So as soon as he said that we'll be doing martial arts, I said,
I noticed you just started speaking Laos. Didn't even know you could do that.
what if that was honestly one of the most unbelievable experiences I've ever had.
Yeah, so we walk into this,
the Mecca.
The Mecca of Cirque du Soleil. The stage is incredible. There's 7 different floating platforms. It's as high as the eye can see, but they give us the kind of the backside of it where we go through.
Oh, can I
pause.
just say, to
pause.
add to that, pause. Can I
Big pause.
Just add to that, when Brook's talking about 7 stages that can move. For everyone at home, you'll know this the lifts that they use. So you know when you drive past, when you go past the stadium down in Wellington, there's those big crane lifts that lift up the containers. They've got lifts sideways and pushing the stages up and around. So there's 7 of those stages that float. So when you're sitting in the stand, all of a sudden a stage will come up out of nowhere and it'll start twisting. And it's because they're using these weird-ass lifts that we see every day as we drive past the wharfs in all the parts of the country that lift up the containers.
Yeah.
I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
They've just tipped it sideways.
The whole production was out the gate. But when we went to the backside, or the backstage,
Probably a better way I could have explained that,
backstage,
but out the back.
So we saw all the costumes, we saw all the harnesses, like more than you could. Jeez.
There was a team, there's a separate physio team there because
Physios.
I mean, just the
And the
strenuous-
artists, they call all, that's right, I did like that. They were calling all of their, I guess, everyone involved in the show artists. And I was like, here, boy, yeah, you're an artist. There you go. Hey, you're not an actor, you're an artist, baby. There you go.
So we get out the back, and there's like the head coach. He's the one that's leading us, and that in itself is pretty incredible. But then he brings out 3 of the artists, one of them who was Jet Li's trainer, and that's when everything kind of stopped for me, and I went, once in a lifetime. This is a golden opportunity.
Let's commit.
They put us through, Shaun, I'll let you tell the story because you actually nailed it, but they put us through our paces, and we actually did kind of one of the scenes from we haven't said Cirque du Soleil, but Car is the one that we went to. They put us through one of those scenes, and I don't know what happened to us, but we just went to some different place.
We went to another realm. We went, we turned into black belts. We were martial artists in its finest form, ladies and gents. And I'm not sure if you guys will see the footage.
Why?
Well,
Are you
will
keeping
they?
it safe?
I don't know.
100%.
You see a brief one on the
we might
NRL.
see- NRL did a collab with us. There's a brief one, but if there's a wider shot of that scene,
Oh, no, we've definitely got the
We've
wider
got
shot.
the wider shot?
Oh, Nex is working over the back there.
yeah, Nex
Nex
is cooking it up right
working
now.
on it.
So we did a small snippet out of one of their larger sort of scale performances on one of those stages, and it was just unreal because when the 3 of them came in, we were sort of a little bit like, okay, how's this going to play out?
Yeah.
And then they did a demo for us, right? Just as soon as they did this demo, guys, it was just like, if we don't fully commit here, we're going to look silly. So that's what you saw in us. And then me and Brook just, we brought in Lee and Carter.
Lee and Carter
Rush Hour
showed
4,
up.
all of a sudden in Vegas. We showed out.
I was super impressed, gentlemen. I was super impressed not only with your athleticism, but the acting. Every time you got hit, it felt like you were getting hit.
We're committed.
I can't wait for
Commit
everybody
to
else,
the bit, baby.
the MVPs, to be able to watch it as well, because
Again,
we will put it out.
something that we will never do again. We got the inner sanctum of Cirque du Soleil team. Like, we're in Vegas, and we got to do that. Like, it's just experiences you generally can't buy. Like,
Yeah,
absolutely.
can never buy. So,
And it's
so
not
grateful.
lost on us that we're not doing it if you don't listen.
Totally.
So we appreciate that.
You guys are the reason.
Much. You're the reason that we're doing it. And I hope that you can enjoy the journey with us because it's your journey.
That is indeed. Season 2, gentlemen, that is show number 1, all done and dusted. We've actually run out of time to take on the grid, but we will flip that through to next week. Another bit of exciting news as well. We will be going to 2 shows a week as of not next week, but the week after. We'll be back. We'll be actually coming back with 2 shows a week just for you guys' enjoyment. And let's do another shout out to all the sponsors, to everyone who's got us over here, and to, I guess, the team here at Raiders Nation.
Shout out to
Allegiant
Gavin.
Stadium. Gavin
Everyone,
and the team, man.
everyone. There's just like an overwhelming sense of gratitude that we get to launch this bad boy, something that we're extremely passionate about. From Vegas, inside Allegiant Stadium, we got the crew in the background. We got Neeks, we got Hendo. Like, the boys have just been cooking all this up to make this possible. We got Jordan. Like, coming over here, the morning shift doing their thing, Play On doing our thing, YOUKNOWMEDIA, we're taking over.
We appreciate you, fam.
Hey,
Shout out, grab a seat. Thank you once again for getting us over here. Thank you also to Clothing. They're a massive sponsor to get us here. But guys, that is us. Show number 1 out of the books, and we are into season 2.
we are Matua, you're the GOAT.
Nice, boys.
What?